Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. And then last time we finished up to where? Up to
Akusala Vipaka finished.
Vibhagavyakata finished. So in the Kusala Diga, Kusala Dhamma, this is the Bhattama Pada, first line. Akusala Dhamma, second line. Then we finish. Then Abyākata Dhamma. So among the Abyākata group, so Vibhaga is the first group. So that first group we have a done, right? Akusala Vibhaga. Up to the Akusala Vibhaga. Then we go to Kiriya Chitta. Okay. Kiriya also one of the Abyākata. So member of the Abyākata. Abyākata is it is translated as a what? Abyākata, and undetermined, right? Undetermined. So something that cannot be determined as kusala or akusala. So that sort of things are called abyākata. So something we know that there are around 10 questions that the Buddha left unexplained, answered. Okay, 10 questions. So these 10 questions are also called abyākata, because the Buddha left unexplained. Even though someone forced the Buddha to answer, the Buddha didn't say. So here abyākata is not like this, but something that cannot be say as it is kusala or akusala. That sort of thing. So here, the first group is a Vibhaga Abyākata that we have studied. Then we go to kiriyāabyākata. So in the kiriyāabyākata, it starts with the ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ. Ahetukakiriyā. Okay, that also we better go to Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, page number 139, paragraph number 566. So there mention Abhidhamma, then kiriyāmanodhātu opanna hodi. So they are right at that time. Or manodhātu arises, my element rises, which is a kiriya. So function name. Kiriya sometimes is translated as a inoperative. But it operates but not produce. It operates but not produce. So that's why it is better to say function name. But they are neva kusala. They are not kusala, na kusala, not akusala. So also they are naja kamma vibhaga. They are not result of the kamma. Upekkha-sahagatā. So this jeta is upekkha-sahagatā. Associate together, right together with the upekkha, neutral feeling. It takes high objects. Rupa-ramana, saddha-ramana, gandha-ramana, rasa-ramana, potthapa-ramana. So yanyam-vapana arabha. Not dhamma-ramana. So by reading this, we can guess that which kind of ahetukakiriya. It is a upekkha and also it is 5 objects. Okay, and also it is neither kusala nor agusala nor the result of a karma. So it is panchadwara vajana citta. Okay, mind, 5 door abiding consciousness. Okay, by reading this Pali, Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, we can know. So together with this panchadwara vajana citta, there arise 12 dhammas. Okay, they are Phasa Panchamaga group, Phasa Vedana Sanya Jirana Citta, and then another group is a Jhana group, Vidako Vijaro, Ubekha Cittuppādakaṇḍaṃ. So this 4 from the Jhana group, 4. And then from the Indriya group, there is a Manindriya, Ubekha-indriya, Jivita-indriya. 3 Indriyas are there. So 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. So how many? 5, 4, 3, 12. Okay. Yeah, 12. 12 dhammas are right together with panchadwara vajana citta. Okay, that point is there. Then in the ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ, so when we read ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ page number for this citta, panchadwara vajana citta, page number 331. 331. Idhani. So title is a kiriyābyākataṃ. So, and then it is a title in the ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ and title in the Pali text is a little bit different. In the Pali text, they are mentioned kiriyāmanodhātu. Okay, but in the ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ, Athasalini, they are mentioned manodhātu citta. Okay, manodhātu citta. So idhani kiriyāabyākataṃ bhajitva dasido puna kadame dhamma abyākata di adi aradham. So here, so previously vipaka has been explained under the name of the abyākata. So at that time also the Buddha mentioned kadame dhamma abyākata. But here also the Buddha repeat the same word, kadame dhamma abyākata. So in order to analyze, show analytically, show the kiriyāabyākata, which is functional and also which is something that cannot be cannot be said as kusala or akusala. Puna again. So this word, kadame dhamma abyākata, is attempted. Tata, in this sentence, paragraphs, kiriya di karana madam. So kiriya means the what? Merely functioning. Okay, merely doing, merely making, or merely acting. So that is what kiriya. Kiriya is just doing, or making something or law. So sabe suye wa hi kiriya chitesu. He means to elaborate, to explain. Sabe su ye wa kiriya chitesu. Man all kiriya chitas. Yang jawana bawan abadam. Dan wada bophawiya. Yang jawana bawan pada. Dan chena mulaka rokha bophawiya. Aphalan hodi. Okay. So all the kiriya jeta bears no fruit. Okay, are or is fruitless. Whatever or every one of the kiriya jeta is fruitless. So kiriya jeta here you can know two types. One type is something that can reach to the jhana state. Another is sometimes that cannot, the Dhamma that cannot reach to the jhana state. So we can simply say kiriya that belong to jhana and then kiriya that does not belong to jhana. There are two types of kiriya. So one thing, the same for all types of kiriya is that they bear no fruit. They produce no result. So they are fruitless. So yan jawana bhavan apadan tan vada bhavaviya. So commentators explain with the simile or the what? Simile or the kiriya, which does not belong to jhana, which does not reach to the state of jhana. So it is like a what? It is like a vada bhavaviya. Vada bhava. Vada means air. Bhava means flower, air flower. In Myanmar, it is called Leban. Do you know? Ponyajari, do you know the word Leban? Le, do you know Le? Le means air.
Leban is also like a Wada Bupa. It's really Pali translation. Wada Le Bupa is flower. Leda Bupa. Leda, Leban, yes.
So it is called in English what? Airport. Right? Airport. Yeah. Airport, Leo. In Myanmar, it is called Leo. Leo. He talk a lot. No action. He talk. Just a that is called Wada Bopa. So maybe when during the time of the Trump in America, he said a lot that word. Politicians talk a lot but do nothing. He complained to the politicians because he is an outsider. He originally is not a politician. That's why he say politicians, they talk a lot but do nothing. So mostly he complained to the what? Complain the Democrats. Do nothing, Democrats. So here also like the Wada Bopa is like that. Air, air flower. Air flower here means what? And the sub commentator it explains that there is some flower, some fruit or some plant. They just bear the flowers, but no fruit. Okay. After the bearing flowers, there is no fruit, no fruit. So such sort of thing. So naturally, they don't bear any fruit. This plant does not bear any fruit, just flowers. That's called Wada Bopa. So the Kiriya Jeta, which does not reach to the state of a Javana, are like a Wada Bopa. So because it does not bear the fruit. So it is fruitless. So yang Javana Bhava Padam, Tang Jaina Mulaka Rokha Bopaviya. So but for the other Kiriya Jeta, which reach to the state of a Javana, so but these Kiriya Javana Jeta, they are also fruitless. They bear no fruit, no result. Like a what? Like a chaina, mulaka, rokha, popa, viya, like a flower of a tree that has been cut down that is with the root that has been cut down, okay, or uprooted. So it means the root already, the root of the tree has been cut down. So even though there is a flower in the tree, in such a tree, because its roots already has been cut off, so that flower will not produce any fruit, because as you know, Bhava Mulakata, because this Kiriya Jeta happen only to the Arahant. Okay, the Javana Kiriya Jeta, the Kiriya Jeta that belong to Javana, they happen only to the Arahant. So for the Arahant, the root of a life has been cut off. Okay, the root of a life, that is avijja, tanha. Okay, that is avijja, craving, and what the delusion. Both of them has been cut off or uprooted. So that is bhava mula, the chaina bhava mulakat. So these Kiriya Javana Jeta happen only to such a person who are arahant. So that's why they, even though they might have a potentiality to produce a result, but since there is no kilesa, no root, so it will bear no fruit. But for other Kiriya Jeta, which does not reach to the state of a Javana, that is what? That is like 2 awajana. Panchadara Vajana Jeta and the Manodara Vajana Jeta. Even though they are Kiriya Jeta, but they does not bear any result, as well as they does not belong to Kiriya Jeta. And they does not belong to the Javana Jeta. So, Tandan Geja Sadhana, then why it is a Gokiriya? Tandan Geja Sadhana was in a Bawadada Karana Madame Wahodi Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi. So they just accomplish the function because of what happening by means of the accomplishing their respective function. So their respective function means Panchadara Vajana Jeta just advert in the fight, or just advert Bhavanga Jeta in the fight, or so also Manodara Vajana Jeta in the mind, or so they just accomplish their function. That's why they are called Kiriya, the Tasama Kiriya, the Vodam. So not only these 2 Avajana Jeta, but also other Kiriya Jeta. They just arise, but they bear no result. They produce no result. So after that, in the Bali, Neva Kusala, Nakusala, Neva Kusala, Nakusala, the Adisu, Kusala Mula Sankadasa, Kusala Hedu no Abhava, Neva Kusala. Here you can be aware of the 2 Pali words. One is a Mula, another is a Hedu. So they are root. Mula also root, Hedu also root. So, but the translation, English translation, I think it is a good to have us English translation here. So in that book, they are mentioned moral condition, lack of a moral condition, which is known as the root of a kusala. So for the Hedu, it is translated as a condition. For the mula, it is translated as a root. So it is called Neva Kusala, not Kusala, because it lacks, because of the lack of the what? Lack of the moral condition. That is called moral root. So in the Avajana Jita, there is a no moral root, which is a what? Aloba, adosa, amoha. There is a no such a moral root. That's why they cannot be called as a kusala. So also, akusala mula sankha dasa, akusala hedu no abhava, neva akusala. They cannot be called as a akusala, immoral, because of the lack of the immoral condition that is called immoral root, akusala root. There is no loba, no dosa, no moha, no root. Okay, that's why it is called neva akusala. Yoniso manasikara, ayoniso manasikara, sankhadanambi, kusala kusala pajayana abhava. So another method, another explanation is not only this, because of this explanation means what? Lack of the moral condition, lack of the immoral condition. That's why they are called Nivakus, or it is called Nivakusala Nahakusala. So apart from this explanation, another reason also you can give, that is lack of the what? Lack of the cause of the kusala and akusala, which is what? Yoniso manasikara. So they are the cause for the arising of the kusala and akusala. So in the case of the Panchadora Vajana, Manodara Vajana, or in other Kiriya Jita, Panchadora Vajana and Manodara Vajana Jita, they are what? They are lack in the what? Yonisomnasigara, Ayonisomnasigara. Wise or unwise addition, which are the cause for the kusala and akusala to rise. That's why for this reason also we can call neva kusala na kusala. Then why they are called nacha kamma vipaka. These jetas are no the result of a karma. So here commentator explain kusala sankhadasa janaka hedu no abhava. Abhava means lack of productive condition. Janaka hedu. Janaka means productive, hedu condition. Productive condition. There is no productive condition in the Kiriya Chitta. So which is productive condition here means kusala and akusala. Kusala has a productive condition for the wholesome resultant consciousnesses. Akusala has a productive condition for the unwholesome results. But the Kiriya has no such a condition. So that's why they are called Nacha Kamma Vipaka. Idhabi. So in this Jeda, in this Jeda means in this Panchadora Vajana Jeda, Jeda Sikagata Nidesi. So in the detailed description of the concentration, or one pointness of the mind, Jeda Sikagata. So as you know that So whenever the Buddha explains about the Cittappādakaṇḍaṃ, the Buddha mostly use Thiti, Santiti, Awatiti, something like that. So Thiti means to face or to remain in a place, to remain in a place. So samadhi is, as you know, that to fix our mind on an object. Okay, so some of the samadhi citta or samadhi concentration that associate with the some cittas, other than they not only just arising, not just arising of the concentration, but firmly fixed on the object. So in that case, the Buddha used three synonymous words: Thiti, Santiti, Awatiti. But in this case of the Pañcārāra Vajana Citta, okay, so yeah, commentator explained that Bhavati Thiti me Matta me wa labati. Only the Bhavati Thiti. So concentration just arise and remain. Just arising of the concentration is available. Only that sort of Thiti is available, remaining is available. So but it has a weak, it is a weak. That's why it cannot remain on the object firmly. Not only this citta, but another citta. The list of the citta in which ekagata, citta ekagata cannot fixed firmly on the object. So giving here, Dve Panja Viññāṇādī. Okay, do ten Viññāṇa citta. Okay, Dve Panja Viññāṇa, like a do Jaku Viññāṇa, do Soda, do Gana, do Jewa, do Kaya. And then they saw Manodhātu, your three mind element. That is Pañcārāra Vajana. And then two types of Sampadejana. They saw Manoviññāṇadhātu, your three Manoviññāṇadhātu. Okay, three Manoviññāṇadhātu is a what? Ubekha Santirana, 2, and then Somanassa Santirana, 1. And then Vijikkecha Sahagatā Citta. So in there, iti su satarasa su citte su. So in these 17 types of cittas, Dobhalata, Ekagata, even though it arises, it is weak, for it is weak. Santiti, Awatiti, Adini, Nalabanti. So the manner of the samadhi, or one pointness of the mind, in the Santiti manner and Awatiti manner are not available. Only Bhavati Thiti is available for them, for the citta. Sesan Sabam, all of the remaining, Vibhaga, Manodhātu, Nedesi, Vauddha, Neva, Viridabam. So all of them, except Anyantara Upadethana, except the arising place, the where it arises. The remaining, all remaining things should be known only with the method that has been mentioned in the detailed description of the Vibhaga Manodhātu. It is means what? Sampadejana citta. So we have to understand the remaining thing as Sampadejana citta, as explained in the Sampadejana citta. But the one thing is significant, Anyantara Upadethana, arising place. The place in which this Pañcārāra Vajana citta arise, and the place in which Sampadejana arise are different. Dan hi jadam panja viññāṇa nandaran obajati. He mean to elaborate. Dan jadam yadam iduripadu sampadejana jada. So sampadejana jada arises what? Panja viññāṇa anandaram. Right after the panja viññāṇa jada. Like after the jaku viññāṇa, there arises sampadejana jada. Sodagana Jiva Kaya. Idambana, but this jita, that is Panjara Vajana jita, Panjadwari in the fight door, Walanjanaka, Pawadi, Kali, Sabhesan, Puri, Abhajati, Walanjana, Pawadi Kali, or Walanjanaka, Pawadi Kali. Walanjanaka, we have studied the word of Walanjanaka, right? In the case of the Nirodha Samapatti. So here also, Walanjanaka referring to the what? In what? Vidijeta. Okay, Walanjanaka Bhavati Kali means find the time in which Vidijeta arises. So with the Vidijeta, with the rising of the Vidijeta, we enjoy what? The object, the taste of the object. So whenever we are enjoying or experiencing the objects, then Vidijeta arises. That's why they are called, Vidijetas are called Walanjanaka. Because it is, these jetas are used, Vidijetas are used to experience or to enjoy the object. Walanjanaka Bhavati Kali, we can simply denote by the time which arise, Vidijeta arise in Paido. Sabhesan Puri Obajati, it arises before all the Vidijeta. Okay, so as you know, in the thought process, Panja Bhavanga is there. After the Bhavanga, when we encounter with when there is a object in sensitivity tries, then Panjadara Vajana arise first. So only after the rising of the Panjadara Vajana, there follows other Vidijetas. That's why the rising place is different. Upadetana. Rising place between Sampadejana and Mano Panjadara Vajana is different, even though they belong to Manodhātu, my element. Katan, how does it arise? So Dawa, firstly, Chekudwari, Eta Majada, Aneta Majadesu, Rubaramanesu, Yena Ginaji Pasadi, Kadidi, Tan Aramanan Gahidowa, Awajana Wasena, Puricharika Hodowa, Pawanga, Awadaya Manan, Ubajati. It arises Arvading Bhavanga Jeta. So as what? Pregasa as a foreigner by means of the Avajana. Having taken that object, having taken the object that does strike in a certain sensitivity among the what? Rubaramanesu, Rubaramanesu, Chakudwari, Rubaramanesu, Yenakinachi. So among the visible object that may be desirable, neutral, and then unpleasant, pleasant and pleasant neutral, unpleasant and unpleasant neutral visible objects. So among one of these objects, so in the idol sensitivity when it arises, so taking that object, then by essay, avajana, it happens as a precursor, and then it arises alvadi bhavanga citta. Bhavanga. Sodadora disubi is iwanayo. In the sort the iyado, etc. also the same method. It means the way how Panchadora Vajana arises. So this sentence explains the way Panchadora Vajana arises. So when our sensitivities and objects strike or encounter or come into contact with one another, then Panchadora Vajana takes that object and then it arises before the other witty cetas, and also it averts the bhavanga citas.
Hi, Sayadaw.
Yes.
So here, in the Atthakatha here, the commentator made a kind of a distinction between the anitta and anitta majjata. Right? So is there a significant difference between these two, Sayadaw? Because I mean, in the Abhidhamma Sangha, we don't have that distinction. We don't have the anitta and anitta majjata, like in the etta and etta majjata. So why here we have that distinction, Sayadaw?
That's a good question. Etta majjata, anitta majjata. Anitta majjata, some anitta is an unpleasant object. So when we encounter with the unpleasant object, then what happens? Vijeta.
So all of the vipaka cittas are the akusala vipaka cittas. But other than that, we don't have any difference. But like in the case of etta and etta majjata, then I mean in the Abhidhamma Sangha, then he said that what is ati etta and etta, right?
Etta ati etta.
Yes. And then in that case, then we have the difference because then we have two different santirana citta. So that is the difference. But here for the anitta and anitta majjata, we don't have any difference in terms of the cittas arising. So I don't know why there is a distinction here.
So I think one day I have found that distinction, but I don't remember where I found that. Etta majjata, maybe didn't explain to you, but I just see it. What types of object is anitta, something like that. And in the Bhadatika, Sayadaw's explanation. Let me find a little bit. So here 348 in the commentator, Bhadatika Sayadaw refer back to the what Muladika. Muladika, where are you? Akusala Vipaka Kata. Kusala vipaka katha. So, Aita Majjati Su. Okay. So, and that is in the Muladika explained for the Agusala Vipaka, in the case of Vipaka. So, in the Aita Majjata, Sandirana we say so. That's different Sandirana. Like we have Somnasa Sandirana, Ubeka Sandirana, when we encounter with the Eta object, Eta Majjata object. So similarly, there is no different Sandirana for the Aneta and Aneta Majjata objects. Because there is only Ubeka Sandirana, right? In the case of the Akusala. But even though there is no such a different Sandirana, Anetaramana mewa only do the Anetaramana, Aneta object, undesirable object. Adimadam. So Anetaramana is divided into two types. One is Adimada, exceeding, so very serious. Degree or the being unpleasant is a very it exceeds the limit or it means unbearable. And also another thing is manda, adimadan, mandan. Manda means weak. Okay, weak. Even though it is unpleasant, but that unpleasantness is not so strong. In that case, it is called manda. So adimada anetaramana is regarded as aneta. Then manda anetaramana is regarded as aneta majjata. Okay, so in this way there are two types. Or the anetaramana is divided into two, as aneta and the aneta majjata. Okay.
Page 137, right?
Yes, Sayadaw, but and then yeah, it's just the definition, right? But then it has no influence on the citta viti, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there is no such a no significant difference in the citta viti. In terms of definition, maybe naturally it in our life also we encounter sometimes unbearable, unpleasant object. Sometimes, even though it is unpleasant, but it is bearable. So that sort of thing. But in the thought process, we will not change anything. Will not change anything. So the same citta. So that is Pancarara Vajana citta. So either aneta or aneta majjata, doesn't matter. And then it just to match, okay, just to, so desana was sena, okay, something like that. Because for the pleasant, it is mentioned as eta majjata. So also in following the same structure, so they are mentioned aneta majjata, like that. No significant difference for the citta viti citta.
Yeah, thank you, Sayadaw.
Yeah. So that is a Pancarara Vajana citta. Okay. Then after a month, as we have a study in the Abhidhamma Piṭaka, there are three ahetukakiriyāabyākataṃ. But the Abhidhamma Sangha, in the Abhidhamma Sangha, Panchadara Vajana first, and then it is followed by the Manodara Vajana Chitta. And then there is Hasitopada. But here in the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, Panchadara Vajana Chitta is followed by the what? Hasitopada Chitta. Okay. If you read the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, page number 140, kiriyāmanodhātusomanassasahagatā. Paragraph number 568. So there, the Buddha continued to mention about the abyākata, kiriyāabyākataṃ. Then, yasamaisamaya-manoviññāṇadhātu. So it is no longer manodhātu, but manoviññāṇadhātu. Obana hodi. So that manoviññāṇadhātu is the kiriya, neither kusala nor akusala nor the result of a karma. It associates with the what? Somanassa, pleasant feeling. Taking one of 6 objects. Ruparamana, Saddharamana, Gandharamana, Rasa, Uddhava, Dhammaramana. Okay. So it is 6 objects, and also it associates with the Somanassa. It cannot be called Kusala, Akusala, and Vipaka. So it belongs to Manoviññāṇadhātu. So with these feathers, then we can recognize that it is talking about the Hasitopada Chitta. Okay, together with that Hasitopada Chitta, there arise 15 Dhamma, 15 Dhamma. From the Phasa Pañcamaka group, there are 5. Phasa Vedana Sanya Chitana Chitta. And then from the Jhana group, there are also 5. Viṭaka, Vichara, Pīti, Sukha, Cittasikakata. Okay, 5 jhana fetters are there. And also in terms of Indriya, there arise the Viriya, Samadhi, Manna, Manindriya, Somanasindriya, Jividindriya. So 5 Indriya. So altogether 15 Dhammas right together with the Hasitopada Chitta. So that point we can take note from the Pali text Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Then we go to Athasalini, page number 332, paragraph 568. Kiriyāmanoviññāṇadhātu cittani. So it say what? Kiriyāmanoviññāṇadhātu, because all the remaining citta, Panchadara, Manodara Vajana, Hasitopada belong to Manoviññāṇadhātu. And also they belong to Kiriya Citta. That's why commentator collectively give the name, the title, as Kiriyāmanoviññāṇadhātu cittani. Manoviññāṇadhātu Uppana Hoti Peyala Somanassasahagatā di idam cittam. So the citta that mentioned with this Pali sentence, Anyesam asadharana. So this citta that is not common to the other people. Anyesam. It does not share with other people. It is Padi Kina Sawase wa Padi Pogulika. Padi Pogulika. Pogulika means private. Okay. Pogulika means private. It is a private property. Okay. Or special property. Or what? Or special property of arahant. Okay, kinasawasi wapati pogulika. So chasu dwari su labadi. It is available in the 6 doors, including mind door. Then commentator explain how this Hasitoppada Citta happen in the 5 door and in the mind door. So Jaku Dwarehi Paspadhana Sarupam Thanan Desawa Kinasawa Imina Jedina Somana Sito Hodi. So when in other hand see a proper place for the practice Padhana Sarupam Thanam. The proper place for the practice. So having seen the arahant, Somanasita Hodi, Somanasa Ida. Okay, Somanasito, how can we translate? Somanasito, something like a Dokito, Sukito, okay? Dokita, Sukita. So if you translate the word Dokita, how can you? How will you translate? Dokita, one who is in miserable condition. So Sukhita, one who is in a pleasant condition. So when we share our merit with all sentient beings there, we mostly say what? We share our merit with all sentient beings, regardless of whether they are Sukhita or Dukhita, all sentient beings. So here also Somanasita. So Somanasa Ida. Ida is a pada. You reach to the Somanasa. Somanasa is a pleasant. Pleasant mind. So even though it is a Hasitoppada Citta, so when it arises in the high door, in the eye door, ear door, nose, stand, and body door, so commentator use the word Somanasito only, not Hasito, okay, no Hasito, but the commentator purposely uses Somanasita. Okay, this point is interesting. Only in his mind, not maybe just a happiness, okay, happiness. Imagine happiness arises with this citta. So when you see a proper place for the meditation, then maybe, how can we say, satisfactoriness or something like that. That's sort of they happened. So that is in the eye door. In the ear door, Banda Bhajaniya Dhanam Badawa, Mahasadan Kadawa, Lauda Laudesu, Kanandesu, Iwarupana Mame, Lolo Badana Bahinadi, Imina Jidina, Somanasito Hodi. The word Somanasito is there. So in the ear door, Banda Bhajaniya Dhana. Dhana means place, Bhajaniya means distributing, Banda means the property or wealth. So Padwa, having reached to the place in which properties are being distributed, then Mahasadangadawa, so making a great noise. So Loda Lodesu, Kanandesu. So with the great noise, people are making very noise, a lot big noise, and also trying to take properties that has been shared, that is being shared or being distributed. So at that time, he may think there may Somanasita Jeta will rise, or this Jeta Hasidobada Jeta will rise. May rise like this. Iwarupana ma me lolopadana bahina, such a privilege, craving has been abandoned by me. Okay, so with this thought, when he hears the voice, the loud noise for the people who are trying to take properties, making a big noise. So in that case, then having heard something, so there arises somanassa, Hasidobada Citta. Kana Dwara also, in the Kana Dwara, Gandehi wa Bokhehi wa Jitiyam Bujendo, Imina Jitina Somnasito Hoti. So when the other hand is paying respect or paying homage, paying veneration to the Jitiya, either with the perfume or flowers or scented smell at that time. So with this Jeta, with this Hasidobada Jeta, their pleasant consciousness have been. So Jinwa Dwari Rasa Sambanam Benda Badan Ladda Bajitwa Pribonjando Saraniya Dhammo Wada Me Purido the Imina Jedina Somnasido Hoti. So for the other hand, so in the Dando Rasa Samban, in the Dando house, Hasidobada Jeta arises. So Rasa Sambanam Binda Badan Ladha. So he has received delicious meal or alms, food and curries. And after that he distribute that alms food, delicious alms food with his Dhamma practitioners and also Ribon Jando. So he also enjoying or partake that sort of food. So having shared with his Dhamma friends. Then what he then is that Saraniya Dhammo Vada Me Purido. So Saraniya Dhamma. Saraniya Dhamma means what? What sort of Dhamma? Saraniya, Saradi, to remember. The practice that should be remembered for the whole life. The conduct, our actions, that's something that should be remembered for the whole life. That is called Saraniya Dhamma. So in the Anguttara Nikaya, in the Chakka Nipada, there is the Sutta, Saraniya Sutta. There the Buddha mentioned 6 Saraniya Dhammas. So that the Dhamma that should be remembered throughout our life. That is, one is Metta Kaya Kamma, Metta Vaci Kamma, Metta Mano Kamma, 3. So what Metta Kaya Kamma, what bodily action associated with the loving kindness. So also verbal action, mental action, these 3 things. And also what? Another thing is what? The Dhammiya Ladha Paribhoga. So the property that we have gained, we have received legally, righteously. So we don't use for ourselves alone. We share with our co-residents, our Dhamma practitioners, So that sort of practice is called Saraniya Dhamma. It's also called Saraniya Dhamma. Here, in this context, so what the commentator referred to is that sort of Saraniya Dhamma. So, having received very delicious, very good food, he don't eat alone. He share it with his Dhamma practitioners, and then he enjoy. So, in that case, he feel very happy, he feels satisfied, he's satisfied with this cittuppādakaṇḍaṃ. Oh, I have a fulfilled. The Saraniya Dhamma has been fulfilled by me. So it's a kind of sort of satisfactoriness. Kaya dwari abhisamajārika vaddhaṃ karondo. Kaya dwari me vaddhaṃ puridhaṃ di imina jidina somanasito hoti. So in the body door also, with this cittuppādakaṇḍaṃ, in other hand, feels satisfaction by thinking, with the thought, and that. So when he fulfilled abhisamajārika vaddha, the duty or the what? Abhisamajārika. How can we translate? That is in the Vinaya, there we have a what? Chodasa Khandaka Vada. And then when you are in the diploma class or in the BA course, you have studied Vada, right? Vada duties. Okay, in the Vinaya, maybe Sayadaw Dr U or I don't know who teach. So duties are there. Now 14 types of duties are prescribed by the Buddha.
By Dr. Parami.
Oh, Dr. Parami. Okay, good. You remember. So these duties are called abhisamajārika vaddha. Okay. In the Itabhiya and the Khandaka. Vaddha Khandaka. Okay, from the Vinaya Piṭaka, Vaddha Khandaka there. There are duties for those who are living in a forest monastery or whatever, Acharya Vaddha, and as well as what Andivasika Vaddha and so on. So these duties are to be fulfilled by body, okay, by our body, by giving bodily service, by fetching water or maybe preparing the seat for the teacher and so on. These are the duty that to be fulfilled by our body. So these duties are called abhisamajārika vaddha because it is Purana or Prikasa or the Mega Brahmacharya. Okay, the practice for the attainment of the Mega. Because if we are not dutiful, then what is it? What the abripurendo, silana bripurati. If we are not dutiful, then it means we don't fulfill our morality. So that verse is very interesting. So if we are lack in the morality, then concentration will not be there. Then we cannot establish a concentration. Then without concentration, we cannot penetrate the dhammas as they really are. So that's why these are what does are called abhisamajārika. They are the preliminaries for the attainment of for the practice of the Mega Brahmacharya. So when he, as a arahant, when he fulfilled such duties, then he is satisfied with this cittuppādakaṇḍaṃ, that these duties has been fulfilled by me, okay, in my bodily door. So in this way, a sort of satisfaction arises, satisfactoriness arises with this Hasitoppada Citta. Ewandawa Banjadwari Labadi. In this way, Hasitoppada Citta is available in the 5 door. So, so for the minor, please read for you ahead. Okay, we will discuss later on Wednesday. So let's conclude by saying Buddha Sasanam Jidan Data 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Jidan Data 2, Buddha Sasanam Jidan Data 2, Buddha Sasanam Jidan Data 2. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu.
sadhu. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you so
Sayadaw.
much, Sayadaw.
Sadhu, welcome.
Yeah, good night, Sayadaw.
Good night.
Right.